In my last video, I showed you how much my browser game made in the first month, and in this video, I'll show you how to get your game accepted by CrazyGames. After my last video where I showed how much money my browser game made, a lot of people ask me how to get past the basic launch and also how not to get rejected in their first review. So if you're unfamiliar with the CrazyGame process, you first need to submit your game and then they will check it out and make a decision if your game is actually good enough for their platform, if it will have enough retention, and more on that later. Then you will receive this email or this email, and if you got the latter, that means you were accepted. And after that, you need to go through a process called basic launch, which is a 14 days trial for your game. They're gonna show your game to a small portion of their players, and if your game does well, then you get accepted to full launch, and the full launch is your game already live. Though in the process after the basic launch and the full launch, they will probably contact you to make changes and just make sure their SDK is integrated and all that. So yeah, but before all that, you first need to make a good game that they will accept. So let's talk about that. I think the biggest thing is understanding what the platform is trying to optimize for. The goal isn't just making a fun game, the goal is making a game that people actually come back to. Because think about it, platforms like CrazyGames don't benefit much if someone opens your game, plays for 30 seconds and disappears forever. In fact, retention might be the most important thing here. And I don't just mean day one retention. If players come back the next day, that's huge. So if I had to guess the types of games that are really strong for retention, I'd look at games like Plinko, incremental games, and multiplayer games. So incremental games in general are really interesting because there's always something to work toward, like one more upgrade or one more luck or one more level. Browser games have changed a lot too. Like before, you'd open a browser game, play for a while, and if it was fun, maybe you come back another day, but usually there wasn't much progression. Like browser games feel way more closer to console or mobile games now. Players can create accounts, invite friends, save progress, compete in leaderboards, build something over time, and I think that changes the way you design the game as well, right? Because you need to integrate these things that will make the player come back to the game. I mean, you're trying to make a game that people want to return to. But at the end of the day, you never really know if a game will do well until it's actually live and people start playing it. Your game could be amazing and maybe it just never reaches the right audience. Or also maybe something simple ends up becoming huge. Okay, enough pretending I know what I'm talking about. Let's actually put this to the test. Let's design the idea, design the monetization strategy, build the game, and submit it. So this game needs to fill these 4 checks. 1. Replayability. 2. Satisfaction. 3. It needs to be visually appealing. And 4. It needs to be easy to understand. I will not make it multiplayer mainly because I don't want to mess with servers or anything for this one, even though honestly I do believe online games have a better chance of getting better results. We can put that to the test later on. And for this, I'm actually going to use a game I already started some time back. If you didn't know, I'm a huge fan of rubberhose animation, that old cartoon style where everything bends and stretches. So this game is called Tap Toon Tycoon. The idea is simple. You start in the streets, you tap, you earn money, you upgrade, get better clothes. If everything goes according to plan, you make enough money to become a king, which sounds completely normal and realistic. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna be joined by my brother, which he's also gonna be working on this game. We're gonna work on the drawings for this game. We're gonna show perhaps Why? Yo, what? You're gonna draw after me. Relax. But I wanted to start. I told you I wanted to start. No, I will start because I started making the introduction. So yeah, the game will have different type of. The game will have music. Will also have. The main character will also have clothes. It will also have there will be different type of music and also hats and also thanks for your input. And yeah, we also thought about adding different types of dances. So right now I'm going to draw the elements of this game. That's really cool. So I'm missing a few other things, like for example, you can have like a tiny hat. Yeah. So yeah, right. Let's go ahead and do the hat. While I work on the game, I got asked this question a few times. Do I use AIs when coding? Short answer, yes. I don't just vibe code though. And personally, I don't really like the idea of blindly generating an app or a game and calling yourself a programmer. The hard truth is, AI speed things up massively. Like, what is the point of manually writing code from scratch if AI can do parts of it in seconds? Especially if you already understand the logic, of course. So yes, I use AI, but most of the time I make sure I understand the code behind it. Usually I ask for very specific things. I don't want surprises later, and if I need to change something manually, I want to actually be able to do it. So I need to understand the code. Now, if you're learning programming, I would avoid using AI. I mean, you can use it for learning, of course, and you can also use it as long as you're honest with yourself. Like, you need to understand the code before moving on. Try solving the problem first, then compare, ask questions, discuss. Use AI more like another programmer sitting next to you, not just as your replacement. But honestly, we already live in a generation where if you completely ignore AI, you're probably making things harder for yourself and you're falling behind, especially with coding. And I'll admit, now I feel even more proud of things I built before AI became this good, because now people that don't even know what a variable is can build full websites and apps, which is kind of crazy. So AI is a double-edged sword. I'm more hesitant using AI for artistic stuff, even though some people would argue code is also art, and I get it. As a solo developer, I completely understand why people use AI art though, especially for huge projects, animations, assets, concept work. That stuff takes forever, especially as a solo developer, as I said. But personally, for projects I care a lot about, I still want them to feel mine, so I don't like the idea of using AI for those type of things, like my project Untold Capers, which is a rubber hose game that you can wishlist right now on Steam. But yeah, there's something different about making something and knowing exactly where every decision came from. So back to the game, one more thing, monetization. I'm mainly going to focus on rewarded ads. The idea is players can choose to watch an ad and boost their earnings. This game doesn't really have natural stopping points, so I can't really place commercial breaks without making the experience annoying. So I'm centering the monetization around rewarded ads, which honestly means I don't think this game will be a great earner, but I still want to push it because it's already half done and I never actually published it. So here's the game, and I will now submit it to CrazyGames. If it gets accepted on the next video, I'll show you the basic launch results. If it doesn't, I'll also let you know in the next video. So consider subscribing if you haven't already, like the video if you enjoyed what you see, and I'll see you in my next or previous video.